Other news, a Texas court ruling could affect you and others here in Kentucky if you're looking to buy certain weapons.
The ruling strikes down portions of a nearly century-old federal gun law. Last year, Congress passed the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, eliminating the long-standing $200 tax required to register regulated weapons. Now, a federal judge has ruled that without that tax, the government's entire registration system for specialty gear like silencers and short-barreled rifles is unconstitutional.
Well, here in Lexington, it's a court ruling that some local advocates say they have been watching.
WKYT's Jackson Plank talked to one advocate today about what this ruling could mean going forward. It's our top story tonight.
Federal registration requirements and taxes for highly restricted weapons and accessories may soon come to an end. It's a shift that could make it easier for law-abiding gun owners to buy these items, but local anti-violence advocates worry freer access will threaten community safety. Terry Dumford, founder of the Voyage Movement, says his perspective on community safety is built from personal experience.
I mean, I come from that. I come from the streets. I was raised in that element. I've been to prison, and I decided to change my life, man, and wanted to impact youth and change the trajectory of their life.
Dumford says the ruling's impact will go far beyond Lexington, worrying that easier access to these weapons could add fuel to the illegal street gun trade.
I mean, Lexington sits on two major highways, man, so, it's flooded with a lot of different things, drugs, guns, so it's easily accessible. I think these guys, or the youth, they can get a gun easier than they can get a job.
WKYT reached out to several local gun stores in the area. We weren't able to get an on-camera interview. However, some took to social media to weigh in. In a post, the Center Target Firearms and Indoor Range in London stated that they are continuing to process all suppressor purchases through the ATF form as normal, and say that until the ATF officially updates their processing guidelines to reflect the injunctions. In another post by a gun store in Johnson County, they echoed waiting on guidance and say that there are strong penalties if they get it wrong. While the legal battle plays out in the courts, Dumford says his mission on the streets remain the same, continue pushing for the funding for education and community programs he believes will save lives. In Lexington, Jackson Plank, WKYT.
In a statement to CBS News, the Justice Department says it is currently looking over the ruling, but it is unclear if they will appeal it or not.